Hey guys, and welcome to episode number 27 with Local Stage Worldwide, and the second part of our interview with the Swedish artist Pete Maroni. We're gonna start this part the way we ended the first one. Here is Pete Maroni and the song Every Time I Close My Eyes. Every time I close my eyes, people.
Nice. Very nice, Pete.
I see you around.
Yeah, that's right, huh?
Hey, I have a kind of a question for you that I've always wanted to ask someone who's in a business, and I don't want to put anybody in a spot. And again, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But is there any genre of music that you just don't listen to or you just don't like?
I would say one thing.
Disco.
2 years ago.
Oh, disco.
No, I would say I would answer like this, if you permit. A few years ago, a long time ago, I used to be. No, it did cut. It broke up.
No, you're still here.
You still with us?
Oh, okay. A few years ago, I used to be a kickboxing teacher.
Oh.
And my inspiration. I have to. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, my reference was Bruce Lee.
Uh-huh.
Understandable.
He was like be like water. You pour some water in a teapot.
Mhm.
The water becomes a teapot.
Right.
The thing is,
It
pour the
takes
water into a bottle. It will become the water will become a water. The style for me doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If the music is good, then it's good. So I would say to answer your question, I'm not into this rap music. I'm not into that.
Uh-huh.
No.
It's like, but I can listen to classical,
Mhm.
Verdi.
Nice.
But like you
But
said, it's all about the song itself too. Because I'm with you on that rap thing. I'm not a big fan of rap, but when I finally heard the song "Cleaning Out My Closet" with Eminem, I actually liked
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Well,
The music has to be good, and and the lyrics. I always pay attention to the lyrics, because Peter Chris was saying when he left Kiss, one more time we're back to Kiss, but I think he was the first one. He won't be the last one to say that. Who cares about the meaning of the lyrics?
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Right.
Okay. Um, for me, as far as I'm concerned, as Pete Maroni artist, I pay attention to the lyrics, because it's not only like 3 minutes and a half music, and then I don't give a monkey, to step like, don't give a shit. No, I'm not into this. It's a message.
Yeah.
Right.
Like in the Rocky movies, I like Rocky. I mean the characters Rocky, such as a Rocky is concerned, there is always a moral, and this is why I like this kind of movies, and this is why in most of my songs there is a message.
Right. Okay.
But I can't say that I don't like this guy. I mean, one of my favorite band is ABBA.
Uh-huh.
It's coming from Sweden. I'm sorry, guys,
I,
but
I remember
ABBA.
that's the guy who
Ab-
wrote a song about a toilet.
I mean, ABBA was like, wow. The first time I heard this band, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
it's great. But I can listen to Metallica as well.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the same
So
way.
when the music is good, the music is good.
Yeah.
I don't mind the style.
I agree.
So about ABBA and Sweden. Now
Uh-huh.
you're actually living in Sweden. Tell us
Yeah.
how that came about. What made your mind up to move to Sweden?
Oh, what made me move to Sweden? Well, you should ask this question to Charlotte, my wife now.
Oh, she had the
No,
leash.
no. The thing is that from the start, when I was a teenager, for some reason I don't know why, I've always been attracted with Sweden. Why, I don't know. But the thing is that Charlotte and I, we met through Facebook. As crazy as it seems, but it's true. That's nothing but the truth. Uh, so we started to talk, and like we say, blah blah blah, and then I moved to Sweden.
Wow.
There you go.
So this was what, 5 years ago?
It was 6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
6 years ago, yeah. Yes, and I don't regret it, because I had this feeling. I was saying that to a friend of mine not so long ago, that since I was, I don't know, 15, I had this feeling that I was born in the wrong country.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, but because you are from Norrköping,
Yes.
Pete, okay? So the thing that you moved in the 90s, something like this.
Yeah, 97 I moved to.
97, yeah, that's quite a long time. Okay, fine.
See, when I moved over here, we didn't have Facebook.
No, exactly.
You got to see your girl before you moved. I had a freaking cartoon saying WFL on it.
That's true. That's true. But technology helps.
Yeah,
Yes,
technology helps.
Well, if nothing's a reason to move somewhere, a beautiful lady is. So it's
oh yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
So moving to Sweden, Pete. I mean, 6 years ago, you were still a full-fledged musician. How did it impact you as a bass player / musician, songwriter, what have you?
I would say that I have been playing in a band called XXL that I formed with a guy in 1988. It was during the World Cup in France, and we decided, okay, let's form a band. And so we have been playing for like almost I would say almost 11 years together, and we have been recording and releasing one album. We recorded a second album that was never released, and I left the band because I didn't agree with the future of the band. Let's put it this way. And I think since 2009 or 10, I would say, I started to work on my own materials, and when I moved to Sweden, I would say that one more time, I don't want to talk about Kiss, but I think it was Gene Simmons that said in '99, France is not rock because this is not in your culture, and this is why I already knew. And for me, beside the fact that I met my wife, when I moved to Sweden, this enlarged my musical landscape went totally different, because I used to be responsible for a concert hall in the 90s, and I remember that there was this music school that was rehearsing every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. and they were only playing classical. When I moved to Sweden, I had the chance to visit some Helsingborg, in Helsingborg, sorry, a music school, a very good one, and which is called Mega Music. And my stepdaughter, Rebecca, she used to play there, and then so was Lindsay. And I noticed one thing, that when they were giving a gig, compared to France, they were not playing classical music. They were playing rock and roll and pop music.
Nice.
Which is, I mean, I'm not pointing my finger on classical, because classical is wow.
No, that's where it started. I mean, it's just...
But the thing is that if you want to share your passion for music with a teenager, if you start with classical, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying that I'm the Messiah or I'm right all the way. This is not what I'm trying to say. But what a teenager wants to play, he wants to play, for example, I don't know, rock and roll, pop music. So if you want your student to really go for it when it's about music, let him play what he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my opinion. Don't impose your I don't know how to say it, but hey, just give them the chance. If he likes I don't know, Kiss, if he likes Motley Crue, if he likes American Idiots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just you see what I mean.
Yeah, there has to be
Play
a variety.
Green Day. If this teenager likes Green Day, just let him play Green Day or let her play Green Day, because he will show more interest into music.
And if he like Justin Bieber, just take the fucker out of the room.
Exactly. Yeah, Justin Bieber. Who the fuck is Justin Bieber?
You just polluted this whole podcast, Pete.
No, Justin Bieber. He even made an ad with Ozzy Osbourne. So hey, come on, for like a Samsung number 5 or iPhone. I can't remember. It was hilarious.
Well,
But hey,
Ozzy's grasping nowadays, man. It's just it's a shame.
Yeah.
I feel bad for
Exactly.
Ozzy right now. Oh,
no, but coming back to Sweden, it did enlarge, and I had more opportunities and chances to play with nice people.
Mhm.
yeah, but like you said earlier, Gene Simmons summed it up. It's not, it's not part of French.
It's not in the French culture. Absolutely not.
I mean, it's just they're not
Absolutely
the
not.
rock and roll music, So
I mean, I went to California in 2008, and you already, sorry, excuse me for that. You whether your radio station you could turn on,
Mhm.
you could you could listen to hard rock and heavy metal.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen in France unless in 6 or 7 years things have changed big time.
Yeah.
But rock and roll is not. It's not in the French culture. Definitely
But
not.
the same thing went for Russia, though. I mean, Russia. I was telling Mark about that. They couldn't even buy a rock CD up till the festival they had over there.
The Moscow Peace Festival, and I'm glad that you're saying that, Pete.
Yeah.
Because when this festival happened, I was like, oh wow, because there were Motley Crue, there were Bon Jovi, Cinderella, and Rush. I guess they were playing.
What Rush there? No, I don't recall Rush.
I can't remember, but
Skid was there.
Scorpions, Ozzy Osbourne. And it was like a big step.
Yeah, and that
was a big step in rock history.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and that still today is my favorite performance from Motley Crue.
Oh wow, it was like a. Yeah, I remember. I think I had it somewhere. I don't know if I still have it, but I had the whole gig, the full gig of Motley Crue and also Cinderella.
Yeah, yeah.
And Cinderella was absolutely awesome.
Yeah, that's a forgotten one. I mean, you had to either had to be a fan of them, or you don't hear too much about them now. But I think they've been a forgotten band over the years too.
It's just like I remember a member of Rat was interviewed about the Rat, their career, and I think it was Robin Crosby. He said, "Well, Motley Crue, they're doing it. We're not. I don't know. They have something else." Because they were the bad boys of rock and roll. I would compare Motley Crue to the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
They were the bad boys of rock and roll. If you could compare, excuse me, if you could compare the Rolling Stones to the Beatles, then even if in Rat they were not saints, I would compare the Rolling Stones to Motley Crue and Rat to the Beatles. But if I may say.
It's fun you mentioned Motley Crue and Rat, because back in the day when the first video was released, was it Live Wire with Motley Crue? I don't know.
The first time I heard of Motley Crue, you mean?
Yeah, no. The first video they released, that was Live Wire, right?
I think it was. I think.
Do you remember the drum podium they had? It was like a 3-step white thing with lights on it.
Yeah, yeah.
At the
and
time,
I don't know if you. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, at the time, Vince Neil was an electrician. He actually built that thing for Tommy Lee to set his drums on. And later on, they returned and sold it to Rat. And if you look at the video round and round, you're gonna see the same drum set, drum.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
No, I didn't either. I just learned about that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, I didn't know that. But I don't know if you watched the movie The Dirt.
Oh yeah.
The first place when we watched that movie, Charlotte and I, we said, well, there is some missing parts in the Motley Crue because they're, for some reason, I don't know who or why, some parts of the Motley Crue life or story was skipped.
Yeah, I found it was too short.
Was too exactly, and it should have been like not a series, but like at least 3 parts.
Yeah, I agree.
But I didn't know that story about the drum kit and everything.
Yeah, that's how it was.
All right.
So, what kind of advice would you give people today who's trying to learn to play an instrument and get into a band?
Wow. Well, I'm not a rock star, and it would be like pushy for me to say, well, you have to do this and this. I would take my own example. When the first time I discovered Kiss, I wanted to play the guitar and bass later on, but I started with the guitar. I would say that the best way first is to practice, because like I said during this interview, whether it's a guitar, a drum kit, a bass guitar, a piano, a keyboard, whatsoever, or lead vocals, lead singing, it's not a jukebox where you put a coin and okay. No. First, practice. Grab your plopping instrument every fucking day and practice and play.
Yeah.
The best way to learn is to look at the best. I have seen the best on stage. It's not only for me, it wasn't only, of course, I enjoyed every gig I went, but it was also a lesson, because when you see Steve Vai playing, behind his back, okay, but it's true. I saw him live, and this guy is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But hey, how many hours, how many months, how many years of practicing
did he do before he even attempted that on stage?
Exactly, because it seems so easy on stage, but hey, it's a lot of practice.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And this is why the only advice I would, if I may say, I would give is that you guys, if you want to form a band, from the very beginning, whether you are 3, 4, 5 guys in a band, or 6 or even more, just make sure that you are first on the same boat, and that every one of you are rowing in the same direction.
Very
because
good.
Otherwise, it's gonna be a waste of time.
Very good. Yeah. Sound advice.
That's all I can say, because I am not in the position to say, hey, you have to do this, this, and this, and this. I learned how to play the bass, how to play the guitar. I never took any lessons, but I was playing along with my vinyls. And that's it. But now with YouTube, you can find tutorials. Oh, you want to play Green Day? You want to play Kiss? Okay. Oh, you just type Kiss bass cover for I Was Meant for Loving You, and you will find it.
Yeah, it's
true. There are no fucking excuses. I was This question is very interesting because a few months ago, I watched a video on YouTube about with Eddie Van Halen, and he was saying at that time when we created Van Halen, we didn't have all those effects, guitar effects, all those pedals.
Right.
If we wanted to have an effect, we had to create it. We had to create it.
Yeah.
So they have to think. Now everything is
It's
mashed.
just a finger.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now there's no excuse to succeed. But still, you can find tutorials, whatever you want, but you have to practice. So the only advice that I would give to the new generation, don't try to be a rock star. Just play.
Yeah.
Work in silence. Work in silence. The fame will do the rest.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
that's it. I mean, the thing is that there's another band that I didn't mention that had a huge influence is Queen. Queen for me was like I'm not talking only about Freddie Mercury.
No.
I'm talking about the four members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Freddie was one hell of a lead singer. He is my best. He is my best. To my eyes, it's best rock singer.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, Brian May, all the four members of Queen, they were like a fist in your fucking face.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were unique for sure. Still is.
Yeah.
Still
United.
Is.
Exactly.
So, what does the future for Pete Maroni look like?
My future, well, my future right now is the sunshine. No, I'm joking. No, I'm just flopping with you guys to stay polite. My future, the very close
coming up, right?
Yeah, the very close future is like I told you at the beginning of this interview. I will start to mix the video for forever. I will release another single after this video for the forever video, which hopefully will give birth to another video. But by the end of the year, I hope this album. I already found the title for this album. Hopefully by December, the album will be released.
Do we have a name on the next coming single?
Do you want to have a scoop?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay. I can tell you two things. Because as I told you guys, I work with my wife, who is my manager. She's not the man, but she's the woman in the shadow. Work together, and hopefully, the next single will be out not very soon, but I would say, let's put it this way, August. It will be called Change of Heart, and I can tell you that on this song there will be a guest, and there will be a guest. The drummer that is playing actually on this song Change of Heart is actually the drummer of a band called Revolution. He's a very talented drummer. And a very nice guy, very humble guy. But I can tell you what, that once he's behind his drum kit, you better run. He is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. And he came. I sent him the demo, the pre-recording, like 2 months ago, and he called me back and said, "Okay, I'm ready. When you want to?" Took him like 3 days, and he used to play in a band from Malmö,
Okay.
called Dirty Passion. And he's a brilliant drummer. And the thing is that this guy, Mickey Rosengren, he has his 2 feet on the ground, and he's amazing, absolutely amazing, as amazing as my drummer, my brother from another mother, Michael Strand, is. They are 2 very humble guys, and but when they are behind their drum kit, well, let the music talk.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And Mick is playing actually he formed a band with 2 guys, Philip and Profe, called Revolution. And they already released two videos. And Diane Webb, who is managing their band, well, she's helping and managing. She also co-owns a radio station like you guys own, called Dazed Rock Radio. They are settled in Seattle, in USA, and she is doing also a brilliant job, like you guys do.
Awesome.
Good.
So we almost at the end of this interview.
Already?
3 hours later.
Oh, fun. Oh, yeah.
No, time flies when you're having fun.
For sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Me and Mark been talking a lot, we just want to hear from a musician's standpoint. What's your thought about local stage worldwide? Does it matter for the musicians? Does it matter for the audience? What's your thought on it?
My thought. That's a well, you got me. I would say that the job that you're doing, first, you're doing for passion. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah.
For the passion and the love for music. And I would say that the role that you're playing is as important as a manager for a band or an artist. Because most of the time, a band is like under the spotlight. But the band success, if a band succeeds, it's not only because the band is good or the artist is good. It's also behind that, the talent. There is always a man or a woman, which is called a manager. And I will compare you guys as like I was mentioning Diane Webb from Dazed Rock Radio.
Yeah.
You guys, you are doing a really important job for artists or bands like artists like me, or bands that are unsigned, for example, because you are promoting, you are spreading the name. And most of the time, the job that you guys are doing is just like a manager. It should be recognized. It should be shown more. And I really have a really show and have a big respect to people like you or Diane or other radios.
I appreciate it.
Because the thing is that, yeah, you are like, fair enough, you're not managers. You don't manage. You are just promoting bands or artists.
Well, and the way we look at it too, that a big part of expenditures for you guys could be promotional avenues.
Yeah, but it's the thing is, like Mark, it's priceless, because the thing is that, like I told you, yeah, it's priceless. It's like you are spreading the name of a band or an artist.
Yeah.
and
Right.
it has no price.
I don't know if it's just me, but I often think about these. A lot of promotion agencies out there. We got shitloads of them, and they all charge the band to promote them. Me and Mark is not charging a dime. We working from the bottom of our hearts, and I want to believe that makes a huge difference on our part, the way we work compared to other companies.
Exactly, and I would add this thing is that whatever you do in your life, whether you sell cars, houses, produce music, you have to do with your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is what you guys are doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is what should be pointed,
Yeah.
because musicians or artists are not only a product. Yes, we are,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also bands or artists. They also have a heart.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they need to be respected for that.
And people like you must be respected as well. This is what I wanted to say in the end.
You appreciate it. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right.
Well, like I said, we almost at the end of the show, and before we go, we're gonna finish this show off with your last song, "Lonely Nights."
Oh, Lonely Nights. Oh, wow.
You want to tell us about that?
I'm sorry, what is that?
You want to tell us a little bit about that song?
Oh, I wrote this song. It's an old song. Lonely Nights is an old song, so to speak. I wrote it in 2009 or 10, I would say. No. Way before that. 6 or 7. Anyway, there's a part of fiction, there's part of reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I recorded it in 2008 or 9. And after I left my band, XXL, that I mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
my friend Thierry Durbet, who is a French producer, he worked with like, I would say between 80 and 100 artists, French artists. And he said, oh, well, the funny thing is that 2 people got in contact with me. My friend Jeff Basset, and he said, well, Pete, do you have any song? Because I would like to make a video. And I said, well, my friend Thierry Durbet is mixing one of my songs. They said, that's perfect. So Thierry Durbet, he mixed this song, and we released, we did this video. And Lonely Nights is 75-80% of one thing that happened in my life.
Okay.
In the 80s, I was supposed to get married with an American girl, and it didn't work. So I was on my own. And Lonely Nights is about this part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But no bitter, no anger, no whatsoever, because
if it wasn't for this, you wouldn't met Charlotte.
Right.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
because like I said, everything happens for a reason in life.
Absolutely.
And this song wasn't written and produced and released without any anger.
Mm.
It's just like because an album or a song is a chapter
Mm-hmm.
of your life.
Chapter
An
of
album,
Yeah.
an album is like a book,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
and every song is a chapter.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's
Nice.
it. Well, before we go, we're gonna play the song "Lonely Nights" for you guys. And before I go, I want to say thank you so very much to Pete Maroni for joining us today.
Yes. Thank you for
That was my pleasure, guy. That was my pleasure. Honestly. It was a real pleasure to be your guest tonight.
Thank you. We will stay in touch, and we're gonna make sure we have that new single up here shortly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And thanks again for your invitation. And it was a great. I had a great time. I had a great time with you guys.
Yeah. Good luck to everything you do, sir.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ha det så bra. Hej, hej, hej.
Hey.
Shining stars, my love has gone away, and I can't find my way. Where are you? Just tell me, baby, dreams of you. Hold me, baby, love me with your heart. I remember these summer nights, can't leave me blind without you by my side. I'm so scared of these lonely nights. Each every day I used to pray, but you never make my day. Baby, can get you out of my head. I'm still in love with you. You know I died for you, but I can't find a reason why you left me behind. Where are you? Just tell me, baby, dreams of you. Hold me, baby, love me with your heart. I remember these summer nights, can't leave me blind without you by my side. I'm so scared of these lonely nights. I need you, baby. Love me, baby, hold me in your arms. Just remember these summer nights, can't leave me blind without you by my side. I'm so scared of these lonely nights.
There you have it, folks. You had just listened to Local Stage Worldwide's interview with the Swedish artist Pete Maroni. We're hoping to have many more interviews coming up here shortly, and I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for our next episode, number 28, that will be out next Saturday.